fear sees. It hides in every shadow, every silence. It's the primal language of survival, a warning system hardwired into our DNA. But what happens when this guardian turns against us, when the mind invents fears where none should exist? These are phobias, irrational terrors revealing the darker corners of the human mind. Prepare yourself, for the mind is a labyrinth, and not all who enter find their way out. It begins with a smile, a painted one. The first thing you notice is the mouth, stretched wider than nature intended, frozen in a perpetual expression that never changes, no matter what lies beneath. This is the gateway to coulrophobia, the fear of clowns. The clown is a distortion of the familiar, a human shape twisted into something alien. It's a figure meant to entertain, but its exaggerated features and unpredictable behavior unsettle us at a primal level. The exaggerated features erase all traces of human emotion. Is there kindness behind that painted grin, or a chilling malice? The ambiguity is what makes it so disturbing. What is the clown really feeling, and what is it hiding? The clown offers only chaos, a smiling void where a person should be. This fear is rooted in the uncanny valley, unsettling because it's almost human but not quite. The closer something comes to resembling us while still being off, the more it unsettles us. Psychologists suggest this dissonance is key. The clown's face breaks all the rules. Its painted features are a mask that both reveals and conceals, making it impossible to read true intentions. The sad clown, Pierrot, evokes a sense of brokenness. The trickster, the jester, represents a loss of control. Both archetypes tap into our deepest fears, of sadness that cannot be fixed and of chaos that cannot be contained. The clown is not just a person in costume, it is an idea, a symbol of hidden truths. The white face makeup dehumanizes, turning them into a blank canvas for our anxieties. It strips away individuality, making the clown a vessel for whatever we fear most. It recalls images of skulls, of death itself. Children are often the most susceptible. The clown's face, so close to a death mask, can trigger a deep instinctive fear. To a child, the clown is a real entity with unknowable motives. That early life terror can embed itself in the subconscious, shaping fears that linger long into adulthood. From Stephen King's Pennywise to real-life horrors, the killer clown trope cements itself in our nightmares. The media amplifies these fears, turning the clown into a symbol of lurking danger. The fear is not just of the clown itself, but of what it represents, the deception of appearances. It's the ultimate betrayal of trust, a reminder that evil can hide behind a friendly face. The clown promises laughter and delivers dread, a painted grin that follows you into your dreams, lingering in the shadows long after the circus has left town. It reflects our own fear of the unknown, our terror of the masks people wear every day. It is the perfect vessel for our anxieties, a colorful monster born from the gray areas of the human mind. In the end, the painted grin is a mirror, showing us the darkness we try to hide, both in others and in ourselves. Now we turn from the fear of a face to a fear of form. Imagine looking at a lotus seed pod and feeling a wave of revulsion. This is trypophobia, the irrational fear of clustered holes. The reaction is visceral, immediate. It bypasses conscious thought and strikes directly at the nervous system. What is it about these simple geometric arrangements that provoke such a response? One theory suggests it's an evolutionary holdover. Dangerous animals are marked with patterns of spots or bumps. Trypophobia could be that ancient alarm system misfiring. The holes represent a kind of violation. A smooth surface is safe. A pitted one suggests decay. The fear is not just of the holes, but of what might be lurking inside them. The visual properties create a kind of visual noise. This cognitive strain leads to discomfort and unease. It's a fear that lives on the internet. Trypophobic images are shared to provoke a reaction. The fear becomes a meme, amplifying the phobia. The experience is deeply isolating. It's a disconnect between the logical mind and the primal brain. Trypophobia reminds us that our perception of reality is a fragile construct. There is a fear older than civilization, older than language itself, echoing through the ages. It is the fear of the forest, known as hylophobia, a primal dread that lingers in the shadows of our minds. On a sunny day, a forest can be a place of beauty, filled with life, color, and the gentle sounds of nature. But as dusk falls, it transforms, and the familiar world slips away, the familiar paths disappear, and the silence becomes heavy with threats, as if the woods themselves are holding their breath. This fear is woven into our collective unconscious, passed down through generations. The forest was the unknown, the wilderness beyond the firelight, where anything could be lurking just out of sight. It was the realm of predators and spirits, a place where danger was always near. Our fairy tales are filled with it, children lost in the woods, wandering deeper into the unknown. The sensory experience of being in a dense forest at night is overwhelming, almost suffocating. Your vision is reduced, forcing you to rely on hearing, every sense heightened by uncertainty. Every sound becomes a potential threat, every rustle a possible sign of danger. The trees themselves contribute to the terror. Looming like ancient sentinels, they block out the sky, creating a claustrophobic ceiling that presses down on you. The forest is not just a place, it's a presence, alive with secrets and silent watchers. There's a psychological phenomenon known as the feeling of being watched, a primal instinct for survival. In the forest, this feeling is amplified, every shadow a possible pair of eyes. The gaps between trees look like eyes, watching, waiting, hidden in the darkness. The silence of a deep forest is unlike any other silence, thick and impenetrable. It's a weighted, listening silence, as if the woods themselves are waiting for something to happen. You feel loud, clumsy, exposed, every step echoing in the quiet, betraying your presence. This fear taps into our anxiety about losing control, about being lost and vulnerable. Modern horror capitalizes on this primal fear, using the forest as a stage for our deepest anxieties. The forest is a place where the laws of reality break down, and the unknown becomes terrifyingly real. Fear often comes from the dark. But what if fear could come from the light itself? This is the surreal reality of chromophobia, the fear of colors. For those with chromophobia, a specific color can trigger panic. The world becomes a minefield. A brightly colored object can become an object of dread. The experience is a form of sensory assault. The sight of a specific hue can trigger a fight or flight response. The origins of this phobia are often deeply personal. The color becomes a permanent trigger, a reminder of past pain. Consider the cultural weight of colors. Red is associated with danger, black with death. For a chromophobe, these associations become literal. Living with chromophobia is a life of constant avoidance. It can dictate the clothes you wear, the places you go. The fear can also be more abstract. A bright color can feel aggressive, intrusive. This phobia challenges our understanding of reality. It's a reminder that we don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. We now move to a fear born of technology. It's the terror of a dead battery, a lost signal. It is nomophobia, the fear of being without your mobile phone. The phone is an extension of our minds. To lose it feels like losing a part of yourself. The panic is immediate and visceral. This fear is about more than just missing calls. It's about the loss of a digital security blanket. The phone's glow is a comfort, a portal to other people. When the screen goes dark, we confront the anxieties it keeps at bay. In a world of instant messaging, being offline can feel like becoming invisible. The phobia reveals our dependency. We have outsourced fundamental skills to this device. The fear of being without our phone is a fear of our own incompetence. The psychological effects are profound. The constant notifications create a dopamine feedback loop. When that source is taken away, the brain experiences withdrawal. The terror is not of a presence, but of an absence. It's the silent scream of a digital ghost. The fear of losing a phone reflects our modern condition. We are left floating, untethered in the vast, silent darkness of the offline world. Our next fear is a quiet, creeping dread, one that seeps into the cracks of daily life and lingers in the background, almost invisible but always present. It is the suffocating fear of work, known as ergophobia, a phobia that can make even the thought of employment feel like a looming threat. For the ergophobe, the daily routine is a gauntlet of terror, each step toward the workplace heavy with anxiety and dread. The sound of the alarm clock is a starting pistol for a race they cannot win, a signal that the struggle is about to begin all over again. It's a fear of failure, a fear of social interaction, and a fear of being exposed as inadequate in front of others. Ergophobia can stem from perfectionism, where the pressure to perform flawlessly becomes unbearable. The thought of making a mistake is terrifying, as if a single error could unravel everything. The social component is a huge factor, amplifying the sense of isolation and vulnerability. An open-plan office can feel like being on stage, every move scrutinized, every word weighed. The fear is of saying the wrong thing, of being misunderstood, or of being judged harshly by colleagues. The fear can also be linked to a traumatic workplace experience, where past wounds are reopened by the smallest triggers. The workplace becomes associated with trauma, turning familiar spaces into sources of distress. Imagine the crushing weight of this phobia, the sense of being buried under expectations and obligations. Society is built around the concept of work, making it nearly impossible to escape its reach. To be terrified of work is to be at odds with modern life, to feel like an outsider in a world that never stops moving. It creates immense feelings of guilt and shame, as if you're failing at something fundamental. The ergophobe is trapped in a feedback loop of anxiety, where every attempt to cope only deepens the fear. This phobia forces us to question our relationship with labor and what it truly means to be productive. It is a rebellion against the relentless demand to be productive, a silent protest against the grind. Ultimately, ergophobia is the fear of the cage, the invisible prison built by expectations and necessity. It is the terror of a life spent doing something that brings dread, a future that feels inescapable. It is the quiet horror of waking up day after day, facing the thing that drains the life out of you and wondering if there will ever be a way out. We arrive at the heart of the maze phobophobia, the fear of fear itself. It is a metafear, a recursive nightmare. Imagine you have a phobia and experience a panic attack. Now the memory of that panic becomes the new trigger. You are terrified of being afraid. This is the cruel logic of phobophobia. The fear of having a panic attack makes you anxious. That anxiety produces physical symptoms. The mind interprets these symptoms as proof of an imminent attack. The fear itself creates the very thing it fears. It is a prison built from pure thought. There is no external trigger to avoid. The enemy is inside you. You live in a state of constant self-surveillance. This phobia represents a total loss of trust in oneself. The body is no longer a safe home. The mind is a tormentor that conjures horror from nothing. The world of the phobophobe shrinks dramatically. Life becomes a series of subtractions. This is the mind turning its most powerful weapon, imagination, against itself. Phobophobia is the ultimate expression of anxiety's power. It demonstrates that fear does not need a rational basis. Once it takes root, fear can become its own fuel source. It is pure distilled dread, untethered from reality. We have walked the shadowed corridors of the human psyche. These phobias reveal a universal truth. We live within a fragile truce with the darkness inside us. Phobias are proof that the human mind is both protector and tormentor. It is a brilliant machine designed to keep us safe. But when its balance is disturbed, this protector can become our enemy. The journey into these fears is a journey into the heart of what it means to be human. Phobias are the dark poetry of the subconscious, a testament to our deepest vulnerabilities.